Hello everyone, welcome to free crash course for competitive exams held by VIRAT HINDUSTAN SANGHAM in association with Manifest IAS Bengaluru. This program is inspired by the stalwart of Indian politics, Dr. SUBRAMANIAN SWAMY, and it was inaugurated last month. It's been almost 1 month now. So this program is convened by Sri RAVISHANKAR sir, State Education Convener for VHS Karnataka branch, and also President of Good Neighbors India NGO. So I am the chief mentor of your program, DHANUSH Kumar. So I have been mentoring civil service aspirants for past 5 years. So you can watch this program online on the YouTube channel of VIRAT HINDUSTAN SANGHAM. Daily uploading is taking place. So here is the link. You can just type VIRAT HINDUSTAN SANGHAM on YouTube and you will be landing on the page. And there you can find the playlist. Next, YouTube channel of Udaya News Karnataka as well. And if you have any further queries, doubts, guidance related information, anything you want related to competitive exams, you can join our Telegram channel. Download this app, Telegram, and type VHS space education space forum and join our Telegram channel. You can pose all your questions there, right? Okay. So we are done with polity and history and we are moving towards Indian economy. We are doing the Indian economy. So what to expect out of these classes? Veterans, senior aspirants, use this as a revision program. Just watch this daily 2 hours. You can watch this on fast forward mode also and finish it off quickly. It will be a complete revision program of your competitive exam syllabus. Freshers use this as a classes to get conceptual clarity and also other information, right? Okay, so let us begin the class. Today we are on the fifth day of Indian economy. As I have been mentioning every day, the source for your Indian economy, simple one, Srirangam. It is in English, one of the best books, and that is where I'll be teaching from. So here is the book. So this is the book. Okay. So last class I finished with deposit rate linkage. Now we have to focus on RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So what is RBI? When was it founded? All this information. So RBI is the Federal Bank of India, just like United States where they have a federal bank. India has Reserve Bank of India. It was founded by RBI Act 1934. It came to effect in 1935. Okay, it was founded in based on the RBI Act 1934. The information is very, very important, right? And it was based established on the recommendation of which committee? Which committee recommended the establishment of RBI? It is Hilton Young Committee. Hilton Young Committee recommended the establishment of RBI, right? Okay. So earlier there was Imperial Bank. Imperialism means the British. So Imperial Bank was there. Later it was rechristened into Reserve Bank of India. Later it became Reserve Bank of India in 1935. Okay. So Reserve Bank of India was earlier a private enterprise. Earlier it was under private control. But in the year 1949 it was nationalized. It became a government entity in 1949. Okay. So along with that you have your present SBI. So SBI was earlier Imperial Bank of India. Imperial Bank of India, and in 1955 Imperial Bank of India became State Bank of India, right? Okay. So this is all about, and who controls the RBI? There is a management board. The management board is called Central Board of Directors. There is a Central Board of Directors to head the RBI. So, and there is a, who is the head of RBI? It is the governor. So there is a governor for RBI. Along with that, there are 4 deputy governors. So governor irtare, deputy governors irtare. Along with that, so these are, everybody is a member of Central Board of Directors. It's like ministry, Council of Ministry iddange illi Central Board of Directors will be there. Okay. So this is all, and there are in that board of directors there are 10 nominated directors. 10 jana nominate agirtare. Who nominates them? It is the Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance nominates the board. So okay, then RBI there are 4 local boards. Headquarters is in Mumbai, and there are local boards. That is, one is in Kolkata, another is in Delhi, and one more is in Chennai. 4 local boards are there, along with headquarters is in Mumbai. So this is all the information you will be required to know for prelims, right? So the capital of RBI, so initial capital of the RBI 1934 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದಾಗ RBI ಇದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು, ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು? It was 5 crore rupees. So what are the functions of RBI? This is what is important now. So function of RBI is monopoly on the issue of bank notes. Monopoly on the issue of bank notes. Andre eno? Notes. Your 10 rupee, 20 rupee, 50 rupee, 100 rupee, 200 rupee, 500 rupee and 2000 rupee notes can be only be issued by RBI. Nobody else can issue it. However, who issues the coins? Coins are issued by Ministry of Finance. Notes are issued by RBI. This difference is very, very important. Whether it is 10 rupee coin, 20 rupee coin, or 1 rupee or 2 rupee coin or 5 rupee coin, it is issued by Ministry of Finance. Next, it manages the official interest rate. I told you the interest rate. Interest rate, that is the repo rate or policy rate. That is set by the RBI, Monetary Policy Committee. Next, it is government's banker. So where does the government hold its account? Government holds its account in RBI. Can we individuals hold our account in RBI? No. Individuals cannot open our account in RBI. It is only the banks and the government who can hold their account there. Then it is a banker's bank. Banker's bank means we do the banking at a bank. Who is the banker for this bank? It is RBI. It is called banker's bank. Then it is a lender of last resort. Lender of last resort. Lender of last resort andre, suppose a banks become bankrupt. ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ದಿವಾಳಿ ಇದ್ದೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೂ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹುಟ್ಟತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬರ್ಬಾದ್. ಸೊ ಆಗ where does this bank go and take money, ask for money? It is from the RBI. It is called the lender of last resort. Not only for the banks, even for the government. Government ಎಲ್ಲೂ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹುಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಕೈ ಹಿಡಿಯದೆ RBI, right? That is why it is called the lender of last resort. Then it manages the country's foreign exchange. Foreign exchange, you know what it is. Foreign exchange held by RBI. Gold reserve, government hatra gold iruttala, that is also managed by RBI. Okay, then it regulates the banking sector. Bankಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆಲ್ಲ supervision ಮಾಡೋದು it is RBI. Okay. Okay, next it is the bank of issue. It is called the bank of issue. Means what? So bank of issue means it issues the notes of all denominations, right? Avurna bitti nobody else can issue the bank notes except RBI. Nobody else can issue the bank notes. Yararu bere issue madre they will go to jail, right? Next, legal tender and fiat money. Next point is legal tender and fiat money. What do you mean by legal tender and what do you mean by fiat money? Legal tender andre, see, RBI issues a note. A note, if there is no sign of the governor of the RBI, does the note has any value? So amele one point is about the signature of governor. Apart from that, ee note illi value ide. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋರು ಯಾರು? ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. If government says this note is invalid, demonetization, nobody cares, right, about the note. So it is a legal tender which is legal to use in the exchange. That is one point. Then it is a fiat money. Fiat money andre what? See, any asset is linked to, or any note is linked to an asset. See, property documents you have. You have a house in your hometown. There is a property document. Property ne illa andre a document ge enaru value idiya? Right? So, the document is linked to the property. Similarly, note is like a document. Money is like a document. It is linked to an asset. Asset mele adik bele ide. What is that asset andre? Here they say it is gold or silver. Gold or silver asset irutte, adru mele note will get value. Similar to your property document and property. Okay. So, when the note is linked to an asset, it is called fiat money. Fiat money. This concept is important, right? And also the fiat money value depends on inflation. Inflation melu vary agutte. Gold value jasti adre fiat money value jasti agutte. So this is the concept, right? Okay. Next RBI and printing currency. Printing currency. So printing currency madbekare RBI hatra metal cast irutte. Metal cast irutte. Casting andre what do you mean by casting? ಅಚ್ಚು ಅಚ್ಚಿರಲ್ವಾ? ಅಚ್ಚೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಅಚ್ಚು. ಆ ತರ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿದು ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೋಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ RBI ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ದ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ? ಆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್? ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ದ RBI print any amount of money it wants? No, it is based on gold and foreign exchange. Foreign exchange ಮತ್ತೆ gold ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. The amount of money that is printed by the RBI. Suppose our forex is $600 billion and gold is 1 ton. 1 ton ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1000 kg. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ they are going to print the currency. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಫೋರೆಕ್ಸ್, ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ದ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ. ಸೊ fiat ಮನಿಗೆ, ಸೊ fiat ಮನಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. Fiat money, the asset is linked to, I mean the value of the note is linked to an asset. That asset is a metal asset. Metal agirbeku, right? Metal asset, that is gold or silver. Whereas the printing of currency is linked to either a metal, gold or forex. Printing, this is the difference, right? Apart from that, RBI ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Replacing the soiled notes. ಆದ್ರೆ ನೋಟ್ ಅರ್ಧೋಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಗಲೀಜ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ RBI will replace. You can exchange it at the banks. ನೋಟ್ ಅರ್ಧೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ. That is one thing. And print the notes with better security features. Gold line, ಇದ್ರ ಲೈನ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, silver lining. That is a security feature. Hologram, right? That is one thing. And it can infuse the money. Andre there is no inflation. Andre liquidity illa. Liquidity means what? Money supply. Money supply illa andre RBI is going to pump the money. Yes. So these are the concept. Next you have the concept of gold standard. Gold standard I have discussed already. So ಎಷ್ಟು currency na print ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು it is depend on the gold. ಎಷ್ಟು gold ಇದೆ. So presently it is ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? Around 150-200 crores gold ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So based on that the currency will be printed. Manso iche print madakagalla. It is based on the gold standard, right? So how much ever gold that has, only on that amount they can print the currency. Clear? Okay. Next, seigniorage. Seigniorage. What is seigniorage? So seigniorage means it is the face value of the currency and the actual value of the printing cost. Andre, see, 2000 rupees note ide. You have a 2000 rupees note, right? A 2000 rupees note na manufacture ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡು ಖರ್ಚಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ₹1 ₹2 printing cost ಅಷ್ಟೇನೇನು. So this 2000 rupees is the face value. Face value. But a face value illa andre a notiಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬೆಲೆ ಇದೆಯಾ? It is just a piece of paper. So the difference between the production cost and the face value is called seigniorage. Seigniorage. Did you get the concept? Face value illa andre it is just another paper. Face value iradu based on the sign, based on government security. So that is the concept of seigniorage. Okay, so this is the concept of seigniorage, right? So here what happens? The difference, surplus of RBI, surplus of RBI andre ಈ 2000 ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸರ್ಪ್ಲಸ್. ಅದು ಆರ್ ಬಿ ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ, ಆರ್ ಬಿ ಐ ₹2 ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್, ಜೆರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ? ₹2000 ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. 1998 ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆರ್ ಬಿ ಐಗೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸರ್ಪ್ಲಸ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ದ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆರ್ ಬಿ ಐ ಡಿಮಾನಿಟೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಹೇಗ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು? ಈ 500 to 1000 rupees ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ತಗ್ಲಿತ್ತಾ? 1 or 2 rupees, but face value was high. Suddenly when you demonetize, that face value is lost. It becomes just another paper. But who gives that Xerox money, printing money? It's a loss, right? 1 or 2 rupees a loss. So that is how you can calculate. So seigniorage profit, seigniorage loss. Clear? Okay. Next, banker to the government. State government agirbodu, central government agirbodu, the banker is RBI. RBI is the banker. Government account, government sala, everything, debt is managed by the Reserve Bank of India, right? Government business is transacted by RBI. Government has to, suppose there is a scheme, PM SWANidhi scheme. SWANidhi scheme. What is SWANidhi scheme? It is street vendor scheme. ಬೀದಿ ಬದಿಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕೋಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? RBI manages it. Suppose you become an IAS officer. IAS officer you become. Then ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಗೆ, ರೋಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗೆ, there is government of India has allotted 1000 crores. Where will that money be? It will be in RBI. DC has to sign. You have to sign and take the money out of RBI and spend it to give the contractors. So that is the bankers to the government, right? Next, bankers bank. So this is self-explanatory. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇದೆ, SBI, ಕೆನರಾ, ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್, ICICI, HDFC, whoever, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ father bank, mother bank is RBI. This is the concept of the bankers bank. Okay. So interbank funds transfer ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ದುಡ್ಡು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇಂಟರ್ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್. You give a check. Cross check gotta AC anta barutte account pay. Suppose I have an account in SBI and you have an account in ICICI. I give a check to you, SBI check, but you want to deposit it with ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank ಗೆ ನೀವು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು if you put it in the check box 50,000, I give a check of 50,000, 50,000 will get transferred from SBI to ICICI, right? Okay. So this is the concept of interbank fund transfer. This one example. Sikavate bere bere riti transfers ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Next, lender of last resort. I have already told what is lender of last resort. So, ಏನೇ liquidity problem ಆಗಲಿ, bank ಮುಚ್ಚೋಗೋ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬರಲಿ, wherever there is a short term risk or long term risk, anywhere if there is a risk, it is the RBI which is going to come to help, right? Just like any civil problem we go to civil or criminal problem, we will go to police. Likewise, banks has any problem, they go to RBI. That is the concept of lender of last resort. Next, controller of credit. Controller of credit. Control of credit andrenu? See, sala. Credit means sala. Banks give the credit. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾಲವನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು? How much credit has to be given to the people or to the industry or to various sectors? That is decided by RBI. That is decided by RBI. How does it decide? You have CRR, SLR, all the tools I discussed that day. Marginal standing facility, all the tools. Every repo rate, reverse repo rate, everything would be used to control the credit. Sarina, interest rate kadme madre credit ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? When you reduce the interest rate, people will take more credit. So that is controller of credit operation. Next, agent and advisor of the government. So ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್? Agent, first we will discuss the concept of agent. Agent means government suppose takes 500 crore loan from USA. ಆ ಲೋನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸಾಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ? RBI ಬಂದು ಕೂರುತ್ತೆ. RBI ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಸ್ ದ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡೆಪ್. ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಸಾಲವನ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು RBI, ರೈಟ್? ಓಕೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಅಡ್ವೈಸರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎನಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ government bond andre it will be a normal bond appa. It will be some 100 rupees, 200 rupees, like that bond will be there. If you purchase that bond from the government, bond means it's a paper where RBI says that the value is 100 rupees. Government says. If you purchase that bond, you will get some interest rate. Interest sigutte. So ee bonds na matte treasury bills I have discussed. Treasury bills andre ಖಜಾನೆ, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟಿನ ಖಜಾನೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ that is called treasury bill. That is managed by RBI. So, okay, this is all the concept of, and also advisor. Government ಗೆ ಏನೇ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಸಂಕಷ್ಟ ಬಂದ್ರು it takes the opinion of RBI, right? Next, RBI is the debt manager of the government. Debt manager, I told you, ಸಾಲವನ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದು RBI. So this is the concept, right? Next, we will move further. RBI, there is lot of concepts, still more concepts. Debt management office. Debt management office. So RBI debt na manage ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So there is a conflict of interest here. What is the conflict of interest? ಒಂದು, see, government needs money. Government ಗೆ ಸಾಲ ಬೇಕು. When the government needs money, it will ask the RBI. What RBI does? RBI sells the government bonds To whom it is sell? The bankers. Banks will buy the bonds, government bonds, and give money to RBI. RBI in turn gives it to government. So ಈ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು RBI. ಸರಿನಾ? ಬೈ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರು? ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಡೀಲರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಡೀಲರ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ನೌ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಲೇಟರ್. Okay. Banks will purchase the bonds. Clear? Okay. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ನ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಬಾಂಡ್ ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು, ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ RBI. On the other hand, it is doing what? It is controlling the banks. How does it control? Repo rate, reverse repo rate. Repo rate, reverse repo rate in the repo rate, reverse repo rate ge, and also marginal standing facility. See, marginal standing facility ge ishtu duddu idbeku anta. Marginal standing ishtu duddu, ish percent of the bank's money should be kept with RBI anta. Idun manage ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ RBI ನೇ. ಸೊ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಸಾಲನ ಇಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು RBI. On the other hand, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು RBI. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ immoral and illegal. ಇದೆರಡು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ನೀನ್ ಸಾಲ ಇಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀಯ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ you own some horses. You are the bank, you own some horses. You are RBI, you own some horses. Horses are the banks. You forcefully feed them, forcefully make them to eat something, even though they are not interested. Right? So you have to separate. ಸಾಲವನ್ನ ಕೊಡುವುದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಾಲವನ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. These two things have to be separate. That is why there is a concept of debt management office. ಸಾಲ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್, debt management office should be separate anta. So there is this public debt management agency anta tumba varshadinda there is a debate. It will manage both internal and external liabilities. Internal liability andre sala within the country, external and outside the country. Okay. So as of now, central government ಮತ್ತೆ state government borrowing ಸಾಲವನ್ನ ಎರಡೂನು RBI ನೇ ಒದಗಿಸೋದು via various ways, right? Okay. See, internal debt is managed by RBI. Internal debt is managed by RBI as of now. External debt ಯಾರು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? It is managed by the government itself. External debt ದುಡ್ಡು ಬಂದು ಕೂರೋದು RBI ಅಲ್ಲೇ, but management is done by government. So internal debt within the country is called internal debt. It is managed by RBI. External debt outside the country, it is managed by government of India. This difference is very, very, very important, right? So yaru government al manage madodu andre, you can write down Department of Economic Affairs. So why we have to have a public debt management agency? One, the major thing is debt management will be under one head. This agency, separate agency ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, PDMA, Public Debt Management Agency. So all the debt ಸಾಲವನ್ನ ಇದೊಂದೇ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. That is one advantage. Then also conflict of interest. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು conflict of interest ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಸಾಲ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಸಾಲನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. So that conflict of interest, ದ್ವಂದ್ವ, that will end. And also all this conflict of interest will end. And also it is recommended by Jahangir Aziz panel. Public Debt Management Agency is recommended by Jahangir Aziz panel. And also Justice B.N. Sri Krishna committee. Justice B.N. Sri Krishna committee on FSLRC, Financial Sector Legal Reforms Committee. That committee also recommends. Okay. Why? That is the favor. Why our debt management agency should be there. Why debt management agency should not be there? Andre government borrowing is huge. Lakhs of crores. Lakhs of crores. That cannot be given to some separate agency. RBI alone has the capacity to manage it. Anta RBI says. RBI says, I am not going to give it to anyone because it will be difficult. No other agency can manage. Then, amele debt management idre, it will be, if there is agency, it will be under government. So, avaga RBI iradinda RBI gives certain warning that you are taking excess debt. But E agency bandre, who will warn the government that you are taking tumba sala marta idira anta? Nobody will warn because this itself will be under government. So government sikabate sala madkonbidutte. So that is one thing. Then now RBI debt management ke there is no conflict of interest anta RBI helutte. Enike andre I am setting the interest rate. See, interest rate, I told you, no, repo rate. I am setting the interest rate, but that is done by Monetary Policy Committee. Monetary Policy Committee, it says it is a separate body. So, hagagi there is no conflict of interest anta RBI says. So, the criticism was, you are setting the interest rate and you are also managing the public debt. Public salavannu manage ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ, interest rate ನೀವೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ, there is a conflict of, but RBI says it is not set by me, it is set by Monetary Policy Committee. There is no conflict of interest. Next, so this is the concept of Public Debt Management Agency, right? Okay, next, RBI as the National Clearing House. What is National Clearing House? It means, see, there are various instruments like demand deposit, time deposit, checks, right? Online transfers, UPI. So many digital, financial transactions are there. FD. So many things are there. So, idralli, you will take the example of check issuing only. Issuing of checks. It is issued by one check, one bank, and it might, that fund has to go to some other bank. Just like the example I told between SBI and ICICI. So, I give you a check of 50,000 from SBI and it has to go to ICICI. E transaction correct agide anta verify madodu yaru? It is done by RBI, right? So that is why it is called National Clearing House. Clearing of all the financial transactions. Financial transactions ಏನೇನಾಗಿದೆ, everything is clear cut. No bank has excess of money or less of money. Clearing house. Clearing of financial transactions is done by RBI. Next, custodian of forex reserve. This is self-explanatory. Foreign currency ಯಾವ್ದಾವ್ದಿದೆ, ಯೂರೋ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟರ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರೆನ್ಮಿನ್ಬಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಾಲರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, SDR, special drawing rights of what is the currency? IMF. IMF currency is called SDR. IMF has a currency, International Monetary Fund. That currency is called SDR, and that will also constitutes to forex, and that forex is managed by the what? It is managed by RBI. So along with that, it also has supervisory functions. Supervisor. You know the meaning of supervisor, right? So whom does the RBI supervise? Yaran supervise maadu? Okay. So, RBI supervises the banks. So, how does it supervise? First, you have to open a bank. You need a license. License is given by RBI. Yes. And also, banks inspection madbeku timely whether they are functioning properly. Inspection is done by RBI. Next, along with that, deposit insurance scheme. Deposit insurance, recently to deposit insurance scheme. Now it is increased to 5 lakh. What is deposit insurance? You deposit some 3 lakh rupees, let us say 3 lakh rupees in a bank. So your bank balance is 3 lakh rupees. Suddenly a bank Diwali edagutte. It goes bankrupt. So still you will get 3 lakh rupees. How? This deposit will be insured. Insurance irutte deposit ge. That insurance is provided by RBI, right? So this is deposit insurance is provided by RBI, right? Then also commercial banks na review madadu. How they are functioning properly. That commercial bank review. Commercial bank andre all the banks which are around you, what you see. A review madadu RBI. Then commercial bank ಏನಾದ್ರು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಕೂಡ RBI, right? And also, so these are the some of the functions of RBI, supervisory functions. So what are the promotional functions? Promotional functions. What do you mean by promotional functions? Okay, so it promotes the savings. So without bank, will there be proper savings? No. Savings ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೇರೇಪಣೆ ಕೊಡೋದು RBI, right? To promote the savings and various other things. Loans, it promotes the loans. Loans at less interest rate, agricultural loans, housing loans, everything is promoted by the RBI, right? So this is the promotional function. It promotes various banking products, right? Okay. Next, RBI's role in economic and financial stability. So you can also take down, there is a report, Financial Stability Report. Financial Stability Report is issued by RBI. Financial Stability Report is issued by RBI, right? Next, economic stability. It manages the macroeconomic stability. RBI manages the macroeconomic stability. I have already discussed what is macroeconomic stability. Macroeconomy. Stability means inflation rate correct irbeku, interest rate should be proper. All these things are proper, then the monetary policy is said to be stable, or the monetary condition of the country is said to be stable, or else the monetary condition is not stable. So to stabilize it, there are so many tools. What are the tools? I have discussed already. Interest rate, repo rate, reverse repo rate, LAF, liquidity adjustment facility, marginal standing facility, SLR, CRR. All these things are tools to use to create stability in the banking system. Stability means macroeconomic stability. See, to understand stability, you can use the example of instability. Demonetization was an unstable measure. Once demonetization was done, there was instability in the economy. Alva? So many businesses collapsed. So many businesses collapsed. So much problem to the public. There was no liquidity. So many things. Even COVID situation can be used as an example of instability, economic instability, right? So, stability na manage. That is why during COVID, to maintain the stability, what did the RBI do? Reduce the interest rate. It pumped prime, put lot of money into the economy, right? That is why RBI is used to do financial stability. Bank runs, S Bank. 2 years back, S Bank was on the verge of closing down, right? If the S Bank was closed down, depositors' money would have gone. So it causes instability in the economy. Then RBI came and said, set right the tone for stability. This is the function of stability of RBI. Next, RBI and Bitcoin. This is a current affairs topic. RBI and Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? It is a digital currency. See, you have a paper note. that is physical currency, fiat money. Whereas all the money you have saved in your Paytm, right? Paytm wallet, MobiKwik wallet, all these wallets are money are digital currency. They are linked to physical currency. They are linked to physical currency. So Bitcoin. So it is a cryptocurrency. Crypto means there is encryption. Andre, ee currency na, it will be encrypted. Encrypted and there is a security feature. There will be some code. Based on that code, this money is protected. It is converted into some code. That code itself is the currency. Right? That code, there will be particular, see, currency andre digital alli irutte, computer alli irutte. Computer alli yav form alli irutte? It is in the form of some code. That code is called crypto. Crypto. Encryption. Encryption andre eno? I'll give you an example. You buy a gift. Let us say one coffee mug. If you want to gift that mug to some person, would you just give the mug? No. You will put some proper box, wrapper, everything. That putting of wrapper and box is similar to encryption. You are going to encrypt it, encrypt the whatever inside, right? So that person opens the box and takes out the mug. That is decrypt. Similarly, digitally also there is a concept of encryption. Currency would be encrypted to a form of code and it can be decrypted later on. That is why it is called the cryptocurrency. So this Bitcoin was introduced in 2009. The person is Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto introduces the Bitcoin in 2009. Okay. Okay. So these transactions, see, physical currency transactions, now where do we record? I have a bank account. I deposit some money. Where is it recorded? Passbook. Passbook. Similarly, where does cryptocurrency transactions are recorded? It is recorded on blockchain. Blockchain. The transactions are recorded on blockchain, not blockchain, it is blockchain. Okay. So, Bitcoin, some countries have allowed, some countries have not allowed. India has not allowed the Bitcoin. Clear? Okay. So, it is a non-fiat currency. Non-fiat. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಗೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಕಾಯಿನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ವೈ ಡಸ್ RBI ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಬಿಟ್ಕಾಯಿನ್? ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ RBI? ಒನ್, ಬಿಟ್ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪರೆಂಟ್. RBI cannot control the money. How can RBI control Bitcoin? Right? So it might lead to black money. Black money means, what is black money? So on that money which is not taxed, black money means what? Black color money, huh? No. The money on which there is no proper record, no tax has been paid to that money, that is black money. So with Bitcoin there will be black money risk will be there, and it can be used for terrorist funding. Terrorists can use Bitcoin to buy guns and to carry out attacks. See, Bitcoin can also be used to conduct a Ponzi scheme. Ponzi scheme. What is a Ponzi scheme? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ IMA scam ಆಯ್ತು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಶಿವಾಜಿನಗರ್ IMA scam. What is IMA scam? You give us money, you deposit some money, we will give you huge return. You give us 100 rupees, 6 months, we will go give you 200 rupees. IMA scam. I Monetary Associate, some scam. Shivaji Nagaral agutte. That is a Ponzi scheme. Ponzi scheme. Right? that is adana Bitcoin can lead to Ponzi schemes. So these are the certain areas where Bitcoin can be problematic, which is why the RBI is opposing the Bitcoin, right? Next, autonomy for the RBI. Autonomy means what? Independence of the RBI. Independence of the RBI. See, RBI is based on, it is easy to a constitutional body, RBI. No, RBI is not a constitutional body. It is a statutory body. On what statute it is constituted? RBI Act 1934. The act is very, very important, right? Central, see, RBI should be autonomous. Autonomous means independent. Government intervention should be very less. Government intervention should be very less. Okay. So why should the RBI be autonomous? Why should government intervention should be less? Because to manage the money effectively, money is in the market, that has to be managed. Adana effective manage madbekandre RBI indane sadhya, or else this government will misuse the money, right? It will misuse the money. That is one thing. And also to maintain the exchange rate. So generally what happens, if the exchange rate is less, andre 1 rupee ge 100 rupees exchange rate idre $1 ge 100 rupees, it will lead to exports. Exports ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. You know, right, how? Earlier, suppose one coconut, I mean one mango used to be $1. And one mango used to be 100 rupees in India, right? So $1 100 rupees, and $1 kote you used to get one mango. Suppose the currency depreciated to 200 rupees. $1 200 rupees adre, how many mangoes you get? 2 mangoes. So it will lead to exports alba. Jasti mango siktide, export will increase. So hagagi government, what does it want? It wants the depreciation of currency. Government always wants the depreciation of local currency. China dallu ade marta irodu. China is artificially depreciating the currency in order to increase the exports. But depreciating the currency will lead to instability. Instability agutte. I will discuss how instability is created. How instability? On one side, export increase adre, export increase aitu andre, on the other hand, it will lead to inflation. Too much money, it will lead to inflation. Demand ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? Demand ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ obviously price ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? Price ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ inflation. ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದವರು ಯಾರು ಮ್ಯಾಂಗೋ ತಿನ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Price will be so much. Only it will go to exports. So that is why inflation. It will lead to instability. So that is why RBI has to manage it has to have independence. Independence. Government should not intervene. Okay. So everybody says there should be autonomy, that is independence. Why autonomy? Andre one, monetary and economic stability. Money should be stable. That is the first point. And the second point is third point is government is always towards pro or publicity policies, or I would say populist measures. Populist measure andre no. Populist measure andre ಜನರಿಗೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ಕುಕ್ಕರ್ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಕೊಡೋದು. All these things, populist measure, andre to gain publicity. Free cooker, free TV, they used to give in Tamil Nadu, Amma TV, Amma grinder, all those things. Government always wants populist measure. Populist measure adre enagbidudu gotta, nobody will work. Government is giving you money freely, who will work? It will lead to bad economy. There will be reduction of growth. So that is why populist measure irada control madadike RBI should be independent, right? Against India autonomy eno, till now I argued why RBI should be autonomous. Now I am saying there should be no autonomy. What are the negative points? Andre, democracy, government should be the boss. In democracy, government should be the boss. Everybody should listen to the government because people have elected the government. So people are the boss. That is one thing. Next, economic policy. Government economic policy irutte. Growth increase ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ monetary policy should support. So monetary policy is RBI work. ಈ economic policy or fiscal policy is government work. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ support ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ there will be difficulty. So RBI ಗೆ autonomy ಇರಬಾರದು ಅಂತ some people will argue. Next, accountability of RBI. Accountability means what? Answerability. Suppose I'll give you a glass. I'll give you a glass and ask you to carry it from your home to, you take it to your home today, tomorrow bring it. Suppose you break the glass. Who is answerable? You are answerable. You are accountable. So, if you break the glass, you should only buy the new glass. Correct? So, you are answerable. Accountability means answerability. How RBI should be answerable? Why RBI should be answerable? ಹೇಗೆ accountability is ensured? ಒಂದು, RBI should consult the finance ministry. Finance ministry consult ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ parliamentary committees ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, parliamentary committees I have discussed in the chapter on polity. 24 standing committees. RBI is answerable to parliamentary committees. It is answerable to parliamentary committees. It is answerable to parliament. RBI is answerable to parliament and also to judiciary. So these are the where the RBI is accountable. But accountability ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ accountability ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ independence ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. You break the glass, suppose there is no accountability, it means you are independent, you are freedom. Even if you break a glass, you need not return it. So it means what? You are freedom, independent anta. So accountability freedom na ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, or independence na ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು 1997 ಇಂದ there is no deficit or monetization of deficit. 1997 ಇಂದ there is no monetization of deficit. What do you mean by monetization of deficit? I told you, no, if there is a fiscal deficit, government spends 100 rupees and get 97 rupees, 3 rupees used to be printed by RBI and given to the government. 1997 ಇಂದ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ನ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Then FRBM ಅಲ್ಲಿ RBI is given independence under financial regulatory and financial regulation and fiscal regulation and budget management act. Independence has increased, and also RBI Act, Amendment Act 2006, that also increased the independence of RBI. Next, RBI Central Board of Directors. There is a Central Board of Directors. Let us see what it is. So, Central Board of Directors ali there are 21 members totally, right? Maximum numbers in the Central Board of Directors is 21. Clear? Who are the members? Governor, 4 deputy governors, and also 4 directors from the regional board. I told you, no, 4 regional boards are there: Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi, Kolkata or Calcutta. Allinda 4 members irtare. Then 2 members from government, Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance in the 2 members ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, 2 secretaries, mostly IAS officers, Economic Affairs Secretary and Financial Services Secretary. 2 officers will come. Along with that, then there are other 10 directors from various fields. ಬೇರೆ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇಂದ 10 ಜನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ರೈಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, the board is required to meet at least 6 times a year. ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ 6 ಬಾರಿ they have to meet. Next, section 7 of RBI Act, this is very important, 1934 section 7, recently in news. So what does section 7 say? It authorizes the government to give directions to the RBI. See, RBI said, according to RBI Act 1934, it is an independent organization, autonomous organization, right? But section 7 of RBI Act says that government can give directions. Government to RBI ge directions kodbodu anta section 7 of RBI Act says, right? And also, what does section 7 say? That is, the central government from time to time can give directions to RBI. Section 7 of RBI Act says central government from time to time can give directions to RBI. This is what is meant by section 7. Okay. So, recently this was in news. This was in news. Okay. RBI assets, capital and dividend. Assets andre no. Suppose you own a house, you own some gold jewelry. That is your asset. You have that asset. Asset can be classified into movable and immovable. Movable gold is movable. Immovable land, property. Yes, these are the two types of assets. So RBI, what is the asset and what is its capital? Capital andre bandwala, dividend. Dividend andre profit. Okay. So what is the asset? One is RBI earns profit through seigniorage. I told you, seigniorage. 2,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, RBI ಬಿದ್ದಿರೋದೆಷ್ಟು 2 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ is profit. Then open market operations, OMO. What is open market operations? I have discussed already. Open market operations andre RBI either sells or buys the government bonds. ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಬೀಳುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, that is a profit. Profit to the RBI. That is also a case of profit. Okay. And also forex market. Forex market, foreign exchange market allo RBI has profit. So there are many areas of profit. So even liquidity adjustment facility. Liquidity adjustment facility. How much liquidity has to be there in the market? Ali it uses repo rate and also margin, your SLR. Illununu repo rate allu 4 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, that is also profit. So all these are profits of the RBI. RBI ಇದು profit. Okay. So ಈ profit ಅಲ್ಲಿ it is used in various ways. It is used in various ways, and this out of this profit the RBI gives dividends. Dividends ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ನ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ RBI ಟುಡೇ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಸೆಟ್ ಇದೆ RBI ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ದ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ RBI is 11 lakh crores. 11 lakh crore is the asset of RBI. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಅಸೆಟ್ ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ? ವಯಾ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್. ವಯಾ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ RBI has a contingency fund. What do you mean by contingency? Yes, RBI as a emergency fund, also called as a contingency fund. Okay. Okay. So why does RBI have assets? RBI assets ಯಾಕೆ ಇರಬೇಕು? Why should RBI have assets? One, to build financial credibility. See, ಆಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ್ಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ today. So RBI should have assets to have value in the market, financial credibility. One thing, and also when you have assets, you can borrow cheap. See, you have good income. You can have good income. So banks will go give you loan at less interest rate. Suppose you don't have income or very less income, avaga interest rate ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ because risk is higher. You have good income, risk is less. You will repay the debt anta. Right? So assets ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ it can borrow cheaply from the market. Right? And also assets idashtu country rating will also go high. Rating ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Moody's, Standards and Poor's, all these CRISIL, all these agencies carry out the economic ratings. We will discuss what is economic ratings. So economic ratings na raise ಮಾಡೋದು when you have good amount of assets. Okay. So this I told you dividend is given to the government, but RBI sometimes won't give the dividend also. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ dividend ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ? Sometimes dividend ಕೊಟ್ರೆ asset will go less, profit na ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Profit na share ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ its asset will go less. Then it says when its asset goes less, its rating will go less. International rating will go less. That is why RBI is not going to share the assets or the dividends. Adondu. And there are, if dividends na kotbitre, if there is a contingency, it will be problematic for the RBI. So that is why it is also says that we are not going to give dividend. So dividend vishayadalle there was an issue that you have so much money, why you are not giving us dividend, and the government was fighting. That is when this point came. Then what government says, you have to give us dividend. Enike, you give us dividend, we will spend it on social sector. It will improve the condition of poor. Right? That is one thing. And also RBI, they say it is a standard practice. Dividend ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಮುಂಚೆಯಿಂದ follow ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Why you are not giving dividend now? It is a internationally followed practice. Internationally they follow this practice. Why are you not giving us dividend? Okay. Next, we will discuss the concept of Bimal-Jalan Committee on Economic Capital Framework. So you have to understand, Bimal-Jalan, he was a former governor of RBI. So economic capital framework. Economic andre arthika, capital means bandavala, framework andre some blueprint type. What does it say? 2018 alli this committee gets appointed. Bimal-Jalan Committee. Why does it, the recommendations, why does it get appointed andre? There should be financial resilience. Andre central bank financially resilient agirbeku means central bank has to be financially strong. How to make the central bank financially strong? And also review the statutory provisions. Laws ಏನಿದೆ, RBI related laws ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ if there is any ನ್ಯೂನ್ಯತೆ, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. That is one thing. Then and also risk, to reduce the RBI risk. All these things were considered by the Bimal-Jalan Committee. Bimal-Jalan Committee to increase the strength of the RBI economic capital. Economic capital. RBI strength na hege increase ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ this committee gives the recommendations. So what are the economic strength where when the RBI has monetary stability, monetary money stability irbeku, financial stability irbeku RBI ge, then also external stability. Okay, so these three stabilities idre RBI is stable anta, on because on that only, on these conditions only the recommendation was given to RBI by this committee. Okay, so they say various things, realized equity, revaluation balances, so many things, complex concepts not required for your level. Okay, so just understand, it spoke about the strengthening the condition of RBI and increase the stability, economic, financial and monetary and external stability, right? So idralli they give a recommendation to increase the stability. There has to be less risk. Risk kadme idre stability ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So how do you increase the stability andre, risk ಹೇಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, there should be a contingent risk buffer. There should be a contingent risk buffer. Some money should be kept as safety money. Safety money. Okay. So this is the concept. So what are the recommendations? Recommendations ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? So financial year no, fiscal year no, they have to be realigned. So financial year of the RBI, financial year of the RBI with the fiscal year of the government. So financial year March to April, fiscal year January to December, 1 year. So these two things separate adaga there is a there will be doubts, there will be difficulty in managing the accounts, confusion. One date is from January to December, another is from April to March. It will lead to confusion in maintaining the accounts. That has to be corrected. Eradu same ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Then there should be this economic capital framework. ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, this should be reviewed 5 years. Every 5 years ಗೆ we have to review. So with respect to this, also surplus distribution andre profit, the profit that the RBI has to give to the government. RBI government gain profit ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. That is ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ they give some recommendations. You can give the profit to the government, but there should be stability. So how do you ensure the stability? Maintain a contingency fund. Maintain a contingency fund. Next, the concept of this is all said by Bimanjalan Committee on Economic Capital Framework. Next, central bank digital currency. Digital currency, Bitcoin, Ethereum. What are the other Bitcoins? Dogecoin, Facebook Libra. All these coins are Bitcoins. So government says instead of private people giving the digital currency, I will only give. Central bank, I will only issue the digital currency. Why should private people make profit? So what is this? Digital currency. Okay. So why 2009 ಅಲ್ಲಿ Satoshi Nakamoto digital currency na start ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ what is the reason? 2018 ಅಲ್ಲಿ there is a financial crisis. 2008 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2008 there is a financial crisis. Avaga because of that financial crisis, that financial crisis happened because of real money, physical money, money which can hold in your hand. So we will have a digital currency. This guy started. Okay. So China dali there is a trial for yuan, digital yuan. Chinese currency is called yuan or renminbi. China dalli there is already going on transactions. I mean trials nadita ide digital currency hakbeku anta. Then Facebook Libra, I told. Facebook is launching one digital currency, has launched, that is called Libra. So there are Ethereum ide, Dogecoin ide, there are so many these things. So why we not have a official digital currency anta. Okay, so why we should not have a our own government issued digital currency or RBI issued digital currency. What are the benefits of such a digital currency? One, it is issued by the RBI, proper security irutte. One, it is issued by the RBI. Then next, it will lead to profit for RBI. Instead of some private company making profit, RBI there will be profit. Then the other profits are there will be increased competition for private money, private bitcoins gella, there will be competition. Government digital currency will act as a competition to those currencies. Then also economic progress agutte. Economy will progress. How does economy progress? Transactions will become easy. Earlier, if you have to buy a product from Madras, you have to send the money to the bank. You should go there and deposit the money in the bank, then take the product from Chennai. Now, at the click of the button, you will get the product. So, that will increase. Then, it will lead to inclusive banking. Banking jasti agutte. Because it is digital currency, since it is digital currency, so see, now what happens? Most of the currencies, they are not deposited in the bank. They keep it outside the bank. Digital currency, everything will be in the bank, alva. So banking will increase. Banking will increase. And also, inclusive banking. Inclusive banking, and see. Physical currency, suppose senior citizens are there. They have to go to the bank and do the transactions. So, if they are not banking system, so there is a digital currency from the house they can do. So, more and more people get added to banking. Then it will prevent corruption, black money. Digital currency idre digital alli track ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Corruption reduce ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, black money will reduce. Then crime will reduce. Benami property, giving supari to kill. All these things will reduce. Who gave the supari? Online we can track. Crime will reduce. So all these things are the benefits. There are shortcomings also. One is security. See, you are holding some digital currency. You own some digital currency. What if somebody steals your currency? Somebody hacks into your account and steals the currency. So there are so many issues also. Next, we will talk about the RBI and its subsidiary. So one is, there are three subsidiaries of RBI. Subsidiary, what do you mean by subsidiary? Subordinates. Subsidiary andre subordinates. Subsidiary company. See, you know there is Reliance company. Reliance company. Dhirubhai Ambani, Reliance company is there. Howda? Reliance Industries Limited. It is called RIL. So, idra kelage you have Jio, Reliance Mart, Reliance Petroleum, so many other companies under RIL. Correct? So these are subsidiary companies. So adhe riti RBI also has subsidiary companies. One is, already I told, DICGC, Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation, that is the first subsidiary. Only 3 subsidiaries RBI ge. Deposit Insurance, Credit Guarantee Committee or Credit Guarantee Corporation, DICGC. Next, National Housing Bank. National Housing Bank is one subsidiary. Then Bharat Reserve Bank Note Mudran Private Limited. Bharat Reserve Bank Note Mudran Private Limited. Okay. Next, we have Financial Stability and Development Council. So, Financial Stability and Development Council. So, this is headed by whom? The Finance Minister. Financial Minister heads the FSDC. It is headed by the Finance Minister. ANK Finance Committee. So, this was set up on the recommendation of Raghuram Rajan Committee. This committee was set up on the, this council was set up on the recommendation of Raghuram Rajan Committee, and it was set up in 2010. 2010. Okay. It is a, see, ಈಗ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ದ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್, ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿಕಲ್, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೀತಿ ಆಯೋಗ್. ನೀತಿ ಆಯೋಗ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. Niti Ayog is there. Similarly, to look after the overall economic things, economy related things, we have Financial Stability and Development Council. Right? Okay. So, I told it is the chairman is the Finance Minister. What are its function? So, who are the members? Finance Minister Chairman adre, who are the members? The first member is RBI Governor is a member, Finance Secretary is a member, Chief Economic Advisor is a member, SEBI Chairman is a member, IRDA Insurance Regulator Development Authority Chairman is a member, Pension Fund Regulation Chairman is a member. So there are so many members. So what are its responsibilities? What are its responsibility? Responsibility of this council is, one is financial stability. Country li economic stability irbeku. That is what this committee aims at, or this council aims at. Then development, financial development. That is the second one. Then inter-regulatory coordination. There are so many things. Insurance is there, banking is there, stock market is there. Everything has one regulator. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ SEBI ಇದೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ RBI ಇದೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ Insurance Depository Regulatory Scheme Authority ಇದೆ. So to pension ಗೆ Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority ಇದೆ. So how all these regulatory authorities are coordinated? How do they function hand in hand? That will be taken care by this council. Okay, next, last topic of the chapter, macro-prudential analysis. Macro-prudential analysis. It means what? Analysis of the strength of the economy. Analysis of the strength of the economy, right? So, in 2008, there was a crisis. Financial crisis. Lehman Brothers. I told you. So, E crisis admele, all the banks will become, all the banks will get careful. They get careful. So periodically they conduct the stress test. Stress tests are conducted. What is this stress test, Andre? How is the economy stable? Is the banking sector stable? ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ರೈಸಿಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಿದೋಗುತ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫೈರ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇವನ್ ದೋ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಫೈರ್, they go to some place and conduct mock drills, mock fire extinguishing. So similarly, the banks will conduct mock drills, stress test, in order to know whether the economic, there is a proper stability in the economy. That is called as macroprudential analysis. So this chapter is done. The chapter on monetary policy and credit policy. Very big chapter. Next, we have the money market and capital market in India. Money market and capital market in India. So, what is a money market? What is a capital market? Okay. See, we all need money. We all need money, right? So, sometimes we need money for a short term. Sometimes for long term. Long term money we need. Short term and long term. Yes. So who gives us the money? Banks gives the money, right? There are various avenues. So then what is this money market? What is this money market? Short term fund up to 1 year if you are taking a loan, then it is called a money market. Individual taking money for short term up to 1 year, it is called money market. 1 ವರ್ಷದವರೆಗೂ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನ ತಗೊಂತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮನಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಐದರ್ ಬೈ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಲಾಟ್ರಲ್. ಕೊಲಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ. ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನಾರು ಅಡಮಾನ ಇಟ್ಟು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಮನಿ, ಆರ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಮನಿ market. So money market ali who gives the money? You have various banks, LICs, financial institutions, everybody. They are the lenders. So money market primarily can be divided into 4 areas. One is call money. Next is bill money, call money, bill market, certificate of deposit and commercial paper. These are the 4 instruments of money market: call money, bill market, certificates of deposit and commercial paper. Let us look into each and everything. See, call money is also called notice money. Call money is also called notice money. So what is this call money? If you borrow for up to 14 days, ಕೇವಲ 14 ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, then it is called what? Notice money, right? If you take for more than 14 days, then it is called call money. Up to 14 days, it is called notice money. If you borrow the money from someone or some institution for more than 15 days, it is called call money. Okay, who gives the money? Commercial banks gives the money. Banks give the money, right? And there are so many institutions. NABARD gives the money, LIC gives the money, DFHA, so many things. This is the concept of call money. Bill market. Bill market. See, first concept under bill market is treasury bills. ಖಜಾನೆ ಮೇಲೆ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನ ಪಡಿತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಖಜಾನೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಣವನ್ನ ಪಡಿತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. Okay, treasury bills are type of government security. Treasury bills government security na. Only on the money that is there in the treasury, on that you can issue the security. So this is treasury bills are government security. So what are the type of treasury bills? So one is bonds issued by Indian and state Indian government of India and state governments. Bonds issued by central government or state government qualifies to be what? There are two types. One is the bonds. One is the bonds. These bonds can be issued by both central and state government. Or khajane mele they can issue. Second, treasury bills, pure treasury bills, they can be issued only by the central government. This difference is important. Bonds can be issued by both central and state government. Treasury bills can be issued only by the central government. State government cannot issue treasury bills. Please remember. Yes? Okay. So, this ಎರಡನ್ನೂ manage ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾರು? Bills na. RBI manages this. Clear? Okay. T-bills, treasury bills, is it a money market instrument? We have discussed already what is money market. Yes, it is a money market instrument. If you see, you put 100 rupees and buy a government bond, which matures after 1 year. 1 year ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಮೆಚೂರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 100 rupees ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. So you would have ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100 rupees bond na you would buy it at 95 rupees. You would give 95 rupees and buy this 1 year bond, and after 1 year you will get 100 rupees. Yes. So you have a profit of how much? 5 rupees. But 1 year ನಿಮಗೆ wait ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ 6 ತಿಂಗಳಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ you need this 100 rupees. ಆವಾಗ this bond na ನೀವು ಅಡಮಾನ ಇಟ್ಟು you can take some money. So it is a money market instrument. Treasury bills are money market instrument. There are 3 types of treasury bills. Government of India issues 3 types of treasury bills. One is 91-day bill. 91-day bill, 182 bill and 182-day bill and 364-day bill. 3 types of treasury bills na issue madutte central government. I mean RBI on behalf of government of India. 91-day bill, 182 bill, 182-day bill and 364-day bill. Yes? Okay. So, minimum amount is to e bill do 25,000 rupees. One treasury bill minimum amount is 25,000 rupees and it can be in the multiples of 25,000. 25,000 agirbodu, 50 agirbodu, 75 agirbodu, 1 lakh agirbodu, 1 lakh 25 agirbodu. It goes on increasing by 25,000. Right? This is the, so it is issued at discount and redeemed at par. This is important. Issued at discount and redeemed at par. What do you mean by issued at discount and redeemed at par? See, there is a 25,000 rupees treasury bill. It is, first is issued at discount. Issued at discount andre 25,000 ga bill na bond na you would issued at discount. They would give it to you at discount. 23,000 rupees ge sell ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು 364 days bill ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. 1 year bill. After 364 days, how much money you are going to get? 25. This is called redeemed at par. This is called issued at discount, redeemed at par. Right? Okay. So, they are zero coupon securities. Treasury bills are called zero coupon securities. Why they are called zero coupon securities? Why? ಏನಕ್ಕೆ? ಕ್ಯೂ? It is not paying you any interest. Zero interest. ಯಾವುದೇ ಬಡ್ಡಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. You can say this is the difference is buddy. It is not buddy. It is issued at discount, redeemed at par. This is a profit, not a buddy. Interest is given monthly or yearly. So zero coupon securities because it does not pay any interest. It does not pay any interest. Okay. So they are also issued for market stabilization scheme. You just keep this market stabilization scheme. We will discuss. Actually, I have already discussed what is market stabilization scheme. See, too much foreign currency comes into India. Too much. When something is too much, it leads to economic instability. In order to stabilize the market, you are going to give this market stability bonds. I have discussed in earlier class, I clearly remember. So market stabilization scheme alli you can issue this treasury bills. Government bills na tagondi ella government idanna foreign currency na you take out from the system. Avaga you can give this government bonds and treasury bills to take out the foreign currency out of the market. Right? Okay. Okay. So auctions ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ? Auction of these bonds ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ? It is held on national dealing system. It's a electronic platform, online platform, national dealing system ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. Next you have cash management bills. Cash management bills. Simple. There is shortage of cash or there is excess of cash. How do you manage this? This is managed through the treasury bills. Treasury bills. Okay. So, but enandre, there is one catch. If the treasury bills is within 91 days, 91 days kelagidre matra, it can be called as cash management bill. Shortage of cash in the banks or excess of cash in the banks. Yes. That is cash management bill. Next, you have interbank term money. So, term money andre no, interbank term money andre from 14 days to 3 months. If you buy the money or take the money debt for 14 days to 3 months, then it is called interbank term money. So, third type of money market instrument is certificates of deposit. Certificate of deposit. It is issued by a commercial bank or financial institution. Certificate of deposit. What does it mean? You deposit some money in the bank, you get a certificate saying that this person has deposited this much money with us. Right? That is called as certificate of deposit. Who can issue this certificate of deposit? It is only the commercial banks. See, scheduled commercial bank. So I am going to discuss what is a scheduled commercial bank and non-scheduled commercial bank. Scheduled commercial bank is which is under the schedule, RBI schedule or Banking Sector Regulation Act 1949. Adru schedule prakara, if a bank is established, then it is called a scheduled commercial bank. Right? So scheduled commercial banks can issue this certificate of deposit. Financial institutions can issue this certificate of deposit, but there are two banks which cannot issue this certificate of deposit. Those are regional rural banks. Regional rural banks and local area banks. Local area banks and regional rural banks cannot issue certificate of deposit. So it is a negotiable promissory note. So it is a negotiable promissory note. Promissory note andrenu? Negotiable andrenu? Negotiable andre namage what is the profit we are going to get out of this certificate that we can negotiate with the bank. Simple terms, ಚೌಕಾಸಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಜೊತೆ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಈ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಇಂದ. If I am depositing some money, there should be some profit. Then only I'll deposit some money in the bank. Why would I deposit else? Right? Clear? So, profit ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ that we can negotiate. Government ಜೊತೆ we cannot negotiate. Treasury bills ಅಲ್ಲಿ we can negotiate. ಏನು ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅದೇ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ we can negotiate with the bank. And it is a promissory note. Promissory note ಅಂದ್ರೆ promise. The bank makes a promise that you have deposited this money and I am giving you this certificate which makes a promise that I am going to return the money with profit. It is a promissory note. Okay. Discount rate. ಎಷ್ಟು profit ಬರುತ್ತೆ that can be negotiated between the investor and the bank. Right? Okay. So this certificate of deposit, it cannot be less than 15 days. If the period is from 15 days up to 1 year, then only it classifies to be a certificate of deposit. Okay. Okay. The minimum deposit estirbeku 1 lakh. Minimum amount of certificate of deposit is 1 lakh. Next, you have intercorporate deposits market. Deposits. See, it is self-explanatory. Intercorporate, among the corporations, among the corporate companies. One, Infosys is going to deposit some money in Wipro. Wipro is going to deposit some money in TCS, and TCS is going to deposit some money in Infosys. And they get a certificate of deposit. That is intercorporate deposits market. Intercorporate deposit market. So, illi it is an unsecured loan. Actually, intercorporate deposit market, it is an unsecured loan. I said Infosys is going to deposit some money with the Wipro. Why would Infosys want to deposit some money in Wipro? Wipro needs the money. Wipro leno sankashta irtade. They take the money from the Infosys. Right? So that is intercorporate deposit market. Alli Wipro get Infosys in the money tagondbekare, there is no collateral. Collateral mele kodalla. IC intercorporate deposit market is not based on collateral, but it is based on ratings. How good a company is. Wipro ಕೇಳಿದಕ್ಕೆ Infosys ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತು. ಅದೇ ನಾನೇ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಾ? No. I don't. What credibility do I have? Is there any rating? Is there any assets? Right? Okay. Next, we will discuss the concept of commercial paper. Simple. Commercial, which can be sold and bought. Commercial andre no, sold and bought, selling and buying. Paper. The paper which can be sold and bought. So, unsecured. Okay. So, commercial paper can be issued for maturities. Is to maturity between 7 days and up to 1 year. 7 days up to 1 year. So it is an unsecured promissory note. Commercial paper andre between the commercial entities, unsecured, without security, without guarantee. Without guarantee, if the money is given, issued by top-rated corporates. Top-rated corporates, Infosys, Wipro, all this, TCS, all this. If they give the promissory note, so then it is called a commercial paper. See, banks kotre certificate of deposit, corporates kotre commercial paper. Aste ಇನ್ನೇನು difference ಇಲ್ಲ. Simple. Clear? You deposit money in the corporates, they give you commercial paper. You deposit it in the banks, you get certificates of deposit. So 7 days to how many? 7 days up to 1 year. Okay. So it is issued in 5 lakhs. Certificate of deposit 1 lakh, commercial paper 5 lakh. Okay. So commercial paper. Okay. So here they say it is unsecured promissory note. There is no security. See, there is one difference between certificate of deposit and commercial paper. Here ನೀವು ದುಡ್ಡಿಟ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ certificate of deposit ಕೊಡೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ without keeping money, based on goodwill, they will give you the commercial paper. It is almost similar to intercorporate deposits market. They are going to give you a certificate or a promissory note without any security, based on goodwill. That is commercial paper. Okay. So it is in the multiples of 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? 4 crore ಮೇಲೆ ವರ್ತ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ. 4 ಕೋಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ವರ್ತ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. Then good ratings ಇರಬೇಕು. Credit rating agency there should be good rating, and minimum amount is 5 lakh. Next you have the concept of repos. This is different from the repo rate. Repo rate. So what is repo? Ready forward contracts. Ready forward contracts. So it is a repurchase agreement. Repurchase agreement. What is repurchase, Andre? I am going to give you this bond. I am going to give you this security. I am going to give you a security bond. But I'm going to make you an agreement saying that I will repurchase this after some days. After some days, I am going to repurchase this particular bond. That is repurchase agreement or ready forward contracts, right? Okay. So it is similar to repo rate, but this can be also done by private entities like banks. Banks can also do it. Banks can also do it, right? Next, commercial bills. Commercial bills, commercial papers, and the other thing is commercial bills. They are bills of exchange. What is a bills of exchange? We will discuss. So they are also called trade bills. Trade bills. Okay. So suppose commercial bills. Suppose I am going to Infosys needs 100 books. 100 books. I am the supplier of books. Right? So I supply 100 books. Infosys in turn does not give money. They give a commercial bill. They give a commercial bill. I take this bill and get the money from somewhere else. I take this bill and get the money from somewhere else. Then it is called a commercial bill. Do you know discounting of check? Check discounting. Some bank gives you a check. Some person gives you a check. Elru kotru discount madala. Banks give a check. Government gives a check. You can get it discounted. Andre 1000 rupayi check kottidre, you can get it somewhere else. A person kodbeku antilla government. You can get it discounted at somewhere else, but nimige 1000 rupayi full sigala, they will take some 20 rupees commission. That is discounting. Similarly, trade bills or commercial bills can also be discounted. Right? That is the meaning of commercial bills. Right? Next, discounting and financial house of India. Discount and financial house of India. What is discount and financial house of India? It was set up in 1988. DFHI was set up in 1988 by RBI. RBI sets up this to strengthen the bill market and money market. I already discussed what is money market, what is bill market. Idana strengthen madlike this gets established. So what is the objective? What is the aim? Short-term liquidity imbalances. Liquidity, money supply. Money supply alli enadru imbalance adre, excess money or less money. To manage this organization was, see, to manage this there are various instruments. I told you the instruments. Call money, bills of market, market bills. I told you no here. Bill market, certificate of deposit, commercial bills, commercial paper. All these are tools. Who is going to manage overall regulatory authority? It is this organization, Discount and Financial House of India. So adike. Okay. So what do this short-term liquidity imbalances na maintain madutte? I mean, the liquidity goes down or liquidity increases. It is managed by DFHI, right? So what does it do? It deals in treasury bills. Treasury bills ali buying and selling would be done by DFHI. And also commercial bills discounting. I told you, no, discounting of commercial bills. DFHI discount madkodutte, right? And also it participates in call money, notice money, in all these things. E markets ali commercial paper, all whatever I discussed, everything will be done by this organization, right? Okay. Next, London Interbank offered rate, LIBOR, very very important, LIBOR. London Interbank offer rate, right? See, there is a bank in London. Let us say there is a bank, and there is a central bank that is similar to RBI. RBI tara allon central bank ide. There is bank 1, bank 2. Instead of borrowing from RBI or the London Central Bank, if the bank borrows from some other bank, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್, ಬೇರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. If the bank borrows from some other bank, then it is called interbank exchange rate, interbank offered rate, okay, LIBOR. So if they borrow instead of RBI ಇಂದ borrow ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಬೇರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇಂದ, if the bank borrows, it is called LIBOR, right? Interbank offered rate, okay. Next we have ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ Mumbai Interbank offer rate. Instead of borrowing from RBI, if we are borrowing from any other bank, then it is called, in India, then it is called Mumbai Interbank offered rate. Okay. Next we will focus on money market reforms or reforms in the money market. I have already discussed what is a money market. Up to 1 year, simple. Up to 1 year, any transaction, shortfall in the money, excess in the money, everything, it is called money market, right? So, money market reforms, there is a committee which recommends. That committee name is Sukumai Chakraborty Committee. Sukumai Chakraborty Committee recommends the money market reforms, right? And also Narsimham Committee also recommends money market reform. What are the reforms? Yen reform? One, interest rate regulation, deregulation of interest rate, deregulation of interest rate. Andre interest rate is set by the Reserve Bank. So this say money market ali RBI interest rate set madre, it is actually no independence. It should be set by the individual organization. So we have to, instead of regulate means control, deregulate means uncontrol, leave it free, right? That is one thing. And also money market mutual funds. Money market ali mutual funds. What is mutual fund? You would read or watch advertisements on mutual fund. See, there is a company, let us say there is a company XYZ. I am going to buy some stocks. Stock andre, see, ivrdu total valuation is 1000 rupees. 1000 rupee company value. Ivru idanna materialize ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Demat account. Have you heard of this account term called demat account? Trading ali. So demat means material. This is called physical material. Idana dematerialize andre physical material na they are going to convert into some paper. The paper ali it says the value is 1000. Yes. E 1000 na let us say they make it 1000 shares. Dematerial ಮಾಡಿ they convert it into shares, 1000 shares, right? These shares, let us say I would buy 100 shares. So I am 10% owner of this company. I own 10% of this share, right? So I have invested in the company. I am an investor. Yes? Okay. So ಈ ಕಂಪನಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಲಾಭ, ಲಾಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ನಷ್ಟ. So there is, if I individually invest in a company, there is high risk. Correct. An individual investing in an individual company, high risk. Whereas mutual fund ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, many people invest in many companies. Instead of individual, they will many companies na stocks na one product madbitbiಡ್ತಾರೆ. So individual company person investing in an individual company is high risk. Multiple people investing in multiple companies. All of us invest. So mutual fund anta on create ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 100 some let us say some 10 companies are there. 10 companies are there. 10 companies stocks they group right and create one stock. Andre let us say 10 companies, each company one stock they will take and create this as one whole stock, one single stock. They group it and create into one stock, right? Here let us say 10 people are there, right? All these 10 people together invest in this one stock. So idರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ increase ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಕಡಿಮೆನಾ? Risk is less because all 10 companies will not go into loss at the same time. Some companies will go loss, some come to compensate, some companies will go profit. So the risk is less here, right? And also if a loss goes, the loss is distributed among all of us. So individual risk is less, right? So this is the concept of mutual fund. You would have seen in the newspapers or TV advertisements, mutual funds are subject to market risk. Know before investing. Advertisements barutte newspapers alli, TVs alli. So this is the concept. So this money market mutual funds are reforms agbeku. That is the next thing. Then discount and finance house, DFHI, which I told, there they have to be reforms. There they have to be reforms. Liquidity adjustment facility. I told you liquidity adjustment facility and the excess liquidity in the market or less liquidity managed by the RBI. There they have to be reforms, and there are so many reforms that has to be taken place in money market, right? Okay. Next, capital market. Capital market. What is the difference between money market and capital market? See, capital market is, money market is up to 1 year. If the period is more than 1 year, it is called capital market. As simple as that, right? Okay. So what is capital market? More than one year. So more than 1 year andre it is called term fund. See, within 1 year it is called as call money, notice money, bill certificate of bill certificate, certificate of deposit, commercial paper, all these things. If it is more than 1 year, it is called term fund, long term fund, right? Okay. Who are investing in this? LIC, banks, everybody are involved in this. So what are the long term funds? Here long term government funds are also there. Government funds, short term treasury bills, long term bonds, right? Okay. Next, and also development financial institutes, merchant banks, angel investors, venture capital, everybody is going to invest in capital market. We are going to look at it one by one. Government securities and bonds. Government securities and bonds. Okay. Government security maturity 1 year ginta more idre, then it is called government security bonds, right? And also they are called gilt-edged instruments. Government securities are called gilt-edged instruments. Please note this point. Gilt-edged instruments. Gilt-edged means what? It has the government security. Government can never default, right? Government will never default on the money it is going to give. It is high security instrument. Private company can go to losses and default on the money, whereas government can never default. That is why it is called gilt-edged instrument. Gilt-edged instrument. So they are issued by RBI. Government bonds are issued by RBI. Okay. So, okay, these are some of the things. The government securities and bond. Dated government securities. Dated government securities is a subsection under this. What are dated government securities? Simple. There is a particular date of maturity and it is given, the security is given by government. As simple as that. So, what is a dated? So, it can be up to 30 years. Dated securities can be up to 30 years. Long-term security, right? And it is, I told you, treasury bills are zero coupon instruments. Whereas, dated government securities pay you interest. 30 years irutte. They pay you interest. They are not zero coupon securities. They pay you interest either monthly or half yearly or yearly. Actually, it is half yearly or yearly. There is no provision of monthly. Okay. Who can invest in government stocks? These are called government stocks. Government stocks, just like company stocks. Who can invest in this government stock? Non-NRIs. NRIs can invest, right? And also corporate bodies. Corporate bodies can be invest. All these persons can invest. So, in dated government securities, there are many subsections. One is dated security. Dated security, and there is a fixed maturity and fixed interest rate. Fixed maturity date and fixed interest rate. It is called dated security. Next, floating rate bonds. Under this, there is floating rate bonds. What is a floating rate bond? See, the interest rate will not be fixed. Dated security tara interest rate fix agiralla. It floats. The market goes up, the interest rate will go up. If the market goes down, interest rate will go down. So, but down, ಎಷ್ಟು down ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, there will be some benchmark. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕೆಳಗೆ down ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾರು ಹೋಗಬಹುದು. So, that is called floated rate bonds. Then there is a capital indexed bond. Capital indexed bond. What is a capital indexed bond? So, fixed interest rate is fixed over inflation. See, suppose I have a capital, means bandwala. I have a capital of 100 rupees. And this capital indexed bond is linked to this 100 rupees. Inflation goes up, this capital will go up, alva. Inflation price rise, this capital will go up. So, capital indexed bond will also go up. That is the capital indexed bond. Next, foreign portfolio investors. So, RBI sets foreign portfolio investors. So, idralli limited ag invest madbodu. NRIs are unlimited. Foreign portfolio investors, I am going to discuss what is foreign portfolio investments. They can invest in a limited manner. Next, we have state development loans. Government of India gives bonds, dated securities. Bonds and dated securities, whereas state government issues state development loans. This is the difference between the central government and the state government. Idan yaar issue ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? This is also issued by the RBI. This is also issued by the RBI, and they are also form of dated security. There will be a fixed maturity date. Fixed maturity date will be there, right? Interest barutte. Idrallu interest barutte, half year and 1 year. Okay. They can also act as collaterals. They can also act as collaterals. Next, we have the concept of development finance institutions. Very important. Development finance institutions. So, financial institutions, the term is self-explanatory. An institution which is involved in financial operations is called a financial institutions. So, they give what? Long-term credit. Sala over a long term, 10 years, 15 years, okay? So, what are the types of development financial institutions? We have term lending institutions. Term lending and a fixed term, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, that is term lending institutions is there. Next, you have refinancing institutions. Refinancing institutions, andre eno? You take a loan. You take a loan to start a company. You will be paying the loan. You take 100 crore loan to start a company. You will be paying the loan. Every month, let's say 5 crore. Properly you have paid for 6 months. And after 6 months, you need some other loan. More loan you need. To expand your operation, suppose you are operating only in Bangalore, you want to expand to Chennai, you need more capital, avaga matte finance madutte bank. That is called refinancing. We have financed you already, but we are going to refinance you. That is refinancing institutions. You have those SIDBI, NABARD, all these are refinancing institutions. They fall under development banks or development financial institutions. They can be called as development banks and also as development financial institutions. Same, it means the same. What are the other things? Specialized institutions. What are the specialized institutions? Exim Bank. What is an Exim Bank? Export Import Bank is called an Exim Bank. That, and also HUDCO. There is a HUDCO Limited, right? Urban Development Corporation it is, right? Housing and Urban Development Corporation. So that is also a specialized agency, and also investment institutions also come under development financial. See, the financial institution which is focused on development, economic development, is a development financial institution, also called as a development bank. So even your LIC, LIC, GIC, General Insurance Company, all these are development financial institutions. Okay, so next we will look at the concept of state development loan is there. So we will look at the concept of merchant banks and investment banks. Merchant banks and investment banks. So what is a merchant bank? So these investment banks, they don't deal with public. The bank which is going to deal with the merchants or the companies are called merchant banks, right? Okay. So they merchant banks underwrite. The concept of underwriting is very, very important. What is underwriting? Writing under. Okay. Underwriting means, let's say you have bought 1,000 rupees loan. 1,000 rupees loan. You have paid the interest and principal properly. Suddenly some financial crisis happens to you. Andre 1,000 rupees loan, based on what? You would have pledged your property, right? Anga yaru loan kodalla. So you are paying the interest and principal properly every month. Suddenly after 6 months, like COVID or something happens, your business will fall. You are not able to repay. So bank is going to underwrite your loan. 1,000 rupees you have paid, let's say 400 rupees including interest and let's say rest 600 rupees is left. So instead of 600 rupees, they are going to ask you just give 400 rupees enough. We will underwrite the rest 200 rupees we will underwrite. So your asset value will also come down. This is called underwriting by the banks. This is the concept, right? So merchant banks will underwrite. They will underwrite. They are expert in. Okay. So this is underwriting with respect to loans, right? Underwriting with respect to loans. But one more concept of underwriting is with respect to loans. This is underwriting. One more concept of underwriting is you suppose LIC is going for IPO. LIC. Let us not take the example of LIC. Let us say I am going to start a company. After some 2 years, I am going to convert it into shares. And go to share market. So this merchant banks underwrite the company andre. It is going to promise me that I am going to buy the shares. This is the concept with respect to underwriting. So, illi underwriting, it is actually called as haircut. This underwriting, it is actually called haircut rather than underwriting, loans related. But illi, when the merchant bank says, I am going to underwrite your company shares, it means I am going to buy the shares from you. I am going to pakka buy the shares from you. That is the concept of underwriting, right? Okay. So, next we will discuss the concept of Nidhi Company. Very, very important. Nidhi Company. Okay. So, it is a company recognized under Companies Act. 2013 Companies Act alli idana recognized madidare. It is a non-banking financial sector. It is a company in non-banking finance sector. So see, finance sector andre only banks. Is it only the banks? No. So finance company can be both banking and non-banking. So if a company is in non-banking finance sector, NBFC, it is a Nidhi company registered under 2013 Companies Act. So what is this Nidhi company andre? Under this company there will be members. Nidhi company there will be some members, right? Just like an organization, there are some members. So this Nidhi company gives loans to its members. It gives loans to its members, to members of the company, right? So who regulates this? Which Nidhi company na regulate mador yaru? Is it the RBI or the SEBI? No, it is regulated by Ministry of Corporate Affairs. See, companies are regulated by Corporate Affairs Ministry. So that is why Nidhi Company is regulated by Ministry of Corporate Affairs. However, RBI can just issue directions. They can just issue directions. Where is this Nidhi Company located? See, most of the Nidhi companies are located in Tamil Nadu. Most of the Nidhi companies are located in Tamil Nadu. Next, we have the concept of collective investment scheme. Simple. All of us collectively, we are going to invest in something, that is collective investment scheme. Yes. So, several individuals come together, pool their money and invest, take the benefit. That is collective investment scheme. So, who regulates the collective investment scheme? Collective investment scheme. We can invest in anything. See, most of the investments, it is regulated by SEBI. So when it comes to collective investment scheme, it is regulated by SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India. Securities and Exchange Board of India. Next, we have the concept of alternative investment fund. Alternative investment fund. Okay. So, see, suppose the purpose, all of us pool the money together. It is a collective investment scheme only. All of us pool the money. Suppose we are going to invest this money, in real estate, private equity or hedge funds. I am going to discuss what is a hedge fund. Okay. First we will get the concept of hedge fund. It is already here. So what is the hedge fund? Hedge fund is like a mutual fund. I already discussed what is a mutual fund. So hedge fund is like a mutual fund where investors pool the money. Many investors come together and pool their money, right? And they invest as per a fund's mandate. Hedge fund is difference from mutual fund. It is a mutual fund, but it is going to invest in only specific sectors. Hedge fund difference from mutual fund andre, it is going to invest in, it is a collective investment scheme. All of us collectively invest there. But if it is investing in only some specific sectors, then it is a hedge fund. Okay. Okay. So let us now come back to alternative investment fund. Okay. So alternative investment fund is a similar to hedge fund. So where do they invest? They invest in specific sectors of real estate, private equity, right? these specific sectors. Okay. Then you have real estate investment trust. Simple. Real estate ಅಲ್ಲಿ invest ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ fund is called real estate investment trust. Who regulates this? SEBI regulates this. Security and Exchange Board of India. Okay. Exchange Bureau or Board of India. So pooled in money. We all of us together pool in some money. And we are going to invest the money in REIT. Real estate and real estate investment trust, right? Okay. So in this real estate investment trust, whatever the money we pool, it is invested only in real estate. Whereas alternate investment fund, there are other areas also, but only specific sectors, not everything. Okay. 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 So next, mutual funds. Mutual funds I have already discussed. What is a mutual fund? I have given you the broad idea, right? So who regulates the mutual funds? SEBI. SEBI regulates the mutual fund. So mutual fund andre take the money from public and invest in stock market. As simple as that. Okay. Hedge fund I already discussed. Next we will move to venture capital. We will move to venture capital. Okay. Venture capital is a money provided by financial institutions. Okay. To invest in startups. Venture capital. You are starting a company, you need money. Some foreign venture capital is there. Venture means some company. Venture, the very word venture means some company. Right? Venture. You are doing a new venture. So the capital, some companies are there. Ratan Tata invested in some startup. So Ratan Tata has a venture capital which are going to invest in startups, good startups. That is called venture capital. Then you have angel investors. Angel investors, they have lot of money. They are going to invest in. See, venture capital is a established capital, one collective pool of capital, right? It is a financial institution. Financial institution, Mulka, if you give capital to a startup, then it is venture capital. Whereas angel investors, individual investors like Ratan Tata, so many people. Individual investors, they have lot of money. They invest in profitable ventures. Suppose Ola is a profitable venture. So angel investors invest in that, right? Okay. Okay. So it is angel investors are regulated by whom? SEBI. Again, angel investors are regulated by SEBI, and they need to, if they invest a money, angel investors money na invest madre, it should be there for minimum 3 years. Minimum 3 years munche they cannot take it back, right? And one more condition is they can invest in a company. Venture capital can invest in even in a startup, fresh startup, whereas these people can invest in a company which is at least 3-year-old company, and also invest minimum for 3 years. This is the concept of angel funds, right? Amele. Okay, this is the concept of angel funds, more than sufficient. Next, you have the concept of private equity. See, private equity means what? Suppose a private company is there which value is 1,000 rupees, it demats and that dematerializes the 1,000 rupees into 1,000 shares and sells it to people. I buy 10 shares, 100 shares, each share 1 rupee. I have the equity of that company. I have 10% equity. I buy shares of 100 rupees. I have 10% equity in that private company. That is called as private equity, right? Okay. Next, we have the concept of hundi. See, hundi means in earlier times, what used to happen? They are legal financial instruments evolved exclusively in India. They were evolved. Hundis another, they evolve in India. See, what is a hundi andre? Suppose you are in Bangalore and you are buying products, buying products from Mumbai. So earlier times, bank irlila, online transfer irlila. So there used to be traders who used to travel, right? So this Bangalore person used to buy a hundi instrument. 1,000 rupees in hundi instrument, they used to buy that trader or traveler. He used to give them 1,000 rupees and they used to give them that hundi instrument. This person goes to Mumbai and gives the 1,000 rupees. So this person in turn, they are going to send the product to Bangalore. This is the hundi instrument. It is like a check. It is like a check. Okay. It is a traveler's check. Okay. This is this is involved in India only. Next, quickly we will finish the concept of. So we will finish this chapter today and wind up this session. So we have the concept of chit funds. All of you know what is a chit fund. A group of people come together and involve in some chit and invest money in some chit fund. So idralli formal ide, informal ide. Families ಚೀಟಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಚೀಟಿ ಹಾಕದೆ chit fund ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋದು, right? It is formally also there, it is informally also there. It is famous in rural areas and tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Tier 2 city andre yavdu? Bangalore is a tier 1 city. Tumkur, Mandya, all are called tier 2. Adukkinta taluk level are called tier 3 cities. So illi this is famous. Okay. See why chit funds is famous andre, bank loans are complex. To get a loan from bank, you need so many documents. Chit fund is based on trust. So easy loan. That is why chit fund. So there is a Central Chit Fund Act. There is a Central Chit Fund Act 1982, and also there is a every state there is a registrar of chit funds. If you want to formally conduct the chiti, then you have to register yourself with registrar of chit funds, right? Then SEBI has the power to regulate it. Chit funds na regulate madadu SEBI under what scheme? Under fraudulent investment scheme. Chit fund alli there is lot of fraud that is taking place. So fraudulent investment scheme alli SEBI regulates it. Next, the concept of non-banking financial company. Non-banking financial. So NBFC. So NBFC is a company registered under Companies Act. 1956 Companies Act alli NBFCs are registered. It is non-banking. It is a non-banking banking financial institution, both two types, banking and non-banking. So NBFC is a non-banking financial institution. What does it do? It gives loans to business. It gives loans to various businesses, housing finance. If you want to build a house, they are going to finance you and various things. So they are also, NBFCs are also involved in chit business, giving loans to you and also housing finance and also involved in chit funds. All these activities are come under the NBFCs. But NBFCs, they are not going to invest in agriculture and industry. NBFCs are not going to invest in agriculture and industries. But illi NBFC difference enandre, they are not going to accept the demand deposits. Andre demand deposit means what? I told time deposit and demand deposit. You put some money in the bank. Whenever you demand, you can get that money back. That is demand deposit. NBFC there is no concept of demand deposit, right? CRR, cash reserve ratio, I told, that is not applicable to NBFC. NBFC need not maintain any cash with the RBI, right? Okay, so some microfinance institutions. Microfinance institutions have put their money. Microfinance institutions are registered as NBFCs. Microfinance andrenu? Finance, small finance, giving loans in thousands, all those are microfinance institutions. They are registered as NBFCs. They have registered as NBFCs. Okay. with respect to NBFC, RBI appointed a committee. MBFC hege regulate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ RBI appointed a committee. This committee is called Malegaon Committee. Malegaon Committee. So Malegaon Committee was appointed, right? So next, RBI introduced one more company, Nbfc Factors. So there are two types of NBFCs. One is NBFC Microfinancial Institutions. I told you what is a microfinancial institution. NBFC MFI anta ide, and also NBFC Factors. What is factor? Factoring. I told you, discounting the check. Discounting the check, commercial bills, trade bills. If the NBFC is trading, if the NBFC is involved in discounting money, then it is called NBFC Factors. Okay, that is one type. Factoring, two types of factoring is there: domestic factoring and export oriented factoring. You do the factoring in domestic companies, andre discounting, commercial bill discounting na domestical madre, it is domestic factoring. Exporting madre, then it is export oriented factoring, right? See, export oriented factoring madre andre you supply a product to some foreign company. Avaru dudna 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, but they are going to give you a trade bill immediately. You can get it discounted. You can, if you get it discounted, you are going to immediately get the money. But who discounts this? This NBFC is going to discount the money. Export related factoring is also called forfeiting. Export related factoring is also called forfeiting. Okay. Next, in RBI 2019 ali, it carries out a reforms. What does it do? There are 3 kinds of NBFCs. What? Asset finance, loan companies and investment companies. Asset finance, loan companies ಮತ್ತೆ investment companies ಅಂತ 3 ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 3 RBI merged. Okay. So this is all regarding NBFC, which is very important for UP, I mean your competitive exams. Okay. Today I think we are going to end here. From tomorrow we will take up the concept of credit default swap and we will finish this chapter. Okay. So I hope this classes was useful for you from the concept of, from the point of clearing of economic concepts, right? Please make good use of this free program. You can type the doubts in the comment section as well as in our Telegram group, right? We are open to provide free guidance from our organization VIRAT Hindustan Sangham. Okay, thank you all. Let's meet tomorrow. Please take care of your health. Jai Hind. Namaste.